My first work was on love piece. It was a love piece that was dedicated to someone that I thought I felt something for. So I wrote the piece. So that was the beginning of it. Yeah. When I was in grade 5, I have to run away.
Why?
Yeah.
What
Because
happened?
my father, I called him my father. He had a lemur, so you do any mistake, he deals with you. So I took my results to my mom. And when I took the result to my mom felt bad. She cried, and that really changed my life. It really impacted me a lot. Comme nit da nga war a am jom, da nga war a xam la nga bëgga. You understand? You don't have to see someone to motivate you to do certain stuff. You understand? You are the captain of your own ship. You understand? And you have to direct the ship to where you want it to go. This educational system is not a thing that is going to save this country. We have to look into the educational system and make sure that we are able to bring an educational curriculum that going to save this country. To change this country, you don't just need a series of bachelor degree holders. You need people that get to implement and bring sustainable development.
Renowned for his visionary leadership, Abdou is the driving force behind JOTNA multi-business in the Arts Academy, pioneering the arts scene in the Gambia. As the National Youth Parliamentarian for Serekunda constituency, he advocates crucial issues like peace, security, climate change, and equal opportunities. His poetic talent has earned him a spot in the National Poetry Slam semi-finals. Currently pursuing English studies, Abdou remains dedicated to fostering his love for drama, novels, and poetry while actively contributing to his nation's progress. Join us as we explore Abdou's inspiring journey and impactful work.
Abdou, what is art?
Yeah, art. Basically, if I have to define art, I would just say art is life. To be honest, art is life, and life is art. So that's how I define art.
Why is it important to you?
Art. I believe I have been doing art since I was in my mother's womb. Practically, I think I was born for this. I was born for the art world. But basically, growing up in this country, I think I fell in love with it when I was in high school. That's when I started to realize what really art means to me. And from there, I pick it up. And yeah, it means everything to me. Like art is my life. Like I eat art, I drink art. Like I sleep with art, I wake up with art. I breathe art. Like it's life to me. Yeah, and I don't joke with it. It's not a negotiation to me. Art is the center of the world.
All right.
Yeah.
So what was the specific thing? Because of course, it's important, or it's one thing to realize that you're good at it, but another thing for an event, of course, to happen, for you to know that probably this is innate in me. What was that particular thing you could remember from your childhood that made you believe that you're born for it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think when we were in high school, being an art student, like studying literature, when I started doing poetry, prose, drama in grade 10, I start to feel that connection, that this one subject that I really, really love doing, to be honest. I feel comfortable with it. Because one thing is, I get to see myself in literature. When you read the poetry, you see the story of an individual, in this continent or in other continents. When you read novels like, Shakespeare's work, you'll read novels like Chinua Achebe's work, Wole Soyinka's. You see something that communicates to your soul, and there I start to feel that really this is something that I really love, and I promise myself that I'm gonna do it forever. And especially this day marks a very important point in my life. That was when we were in grade 12 studying. A friend of mine wrote a poem, on the blackboard. And when I came into the class to also study with them, and I saw the poem on the blackboard, yeah, and I asked who wrote the poem, and he said, I wrote the poem. I was like, you wrote this poem? He was like, yeah. And this was someone that I was really beating in the school. Like I was better than him when it comes to academics. So I was better than him in literature, in poetry, in drama, in novels. And he's writing a piece, and there I get to know, wow, yeah, then I can do this. You understand? Like I can change the world through art. And yeah, that's when I start to pick it up from there. And I think that is something that marks, the beginning of what I have become today.
How was the experience like coming up with your first art? How would you describe? What was it that you made? How would you describe that experience as well?
Yeah, that was a love piece I wrote. Yeah, that was poetry, because back in 2015 to 2020, I was just more into the poetry arena. What would later become painting, crafting, and all the stuff was not dawned upon me at that period of time. The art that I knew most and really fell in love, and I was interacting with it, that much was the poetry. Yeah, and my first work was a love piece. At that period of time, as a young boy, you were you were just feeling yourself, your emotions and the like, and as a young man, we all passed through falling in love rather, and you have to express your feelings through your artwork. So what I do is I just wake up in the night when I have betrayal or when I feel something about it, and I start to write. And I think my first work was on love piece. It was a love piece that was dedicated to someone that I thought I felt something for. So I wrote the piece. So that was the beginning of it. Yeah.
And how did that person? Did you read it to that person?
Yeah. I think later on, yeah. I did. She was a classmate of mine. Yeah, I later did read the piece to her. Many people at that period of time find it very amazing. When you write something like poetry. So, they think that you're a mini god. So that was it. So
take us through your educational journey, because in as much as it's one thing that you love to do art and you realize that you are good at it, of course, there's another thing to pursue your education regardless, especially as a child. Oftentimes now we see that if you do not have a parent or someone, if you like, who is there strongly making sure that you attend to your classes, oftentimes you deviate, you tend to skip classes because now you understand, art, and you may not necessarily continue going to school to focus on that, if you like. So how was it? How was the educational journey in that regard?
That is like from upper base school,
Yeah.
Just to say, when I was in primary school, I was living with my grandfather. Like, my upbringing was perfect, I can say. Now that I can say, at that point, I would just say the opposite, because he was someone that was very strict with me. He really dealt with me properly, and at that period of time, I thought that he hated me, because we have timetable for everything. Like, we have timetable to go to bed, timetable to eat, timetable to study, timetable to go and play. Like, who does that? Like, who tell a child that you have to go and play at this point in time, you have to go and play at this time, and you're gonna have to go and eat at the time? So we have timetable for everything, basically. So he was a strict person, and that contributed to my upbringing. And during that time I was in primary school, I was really good. I was the first 4 in this class. Yeah, and from there, when I was in grade 5, I have to run away. Yeah. Because my father, I called him my father. He had a lemar, so you do any mistake, he deals with you. So I can have them. I have the marks in my bag. Even I'm proud of the marks too as well.
Really?
That he used to punish me. Yeah, I'm happy because it's good that you have someone that you are afraid of and someone that really do all things to make sure that you are in the right direction. And that is the opposite of today's generation, because now you have everything right, and this just right. I'm not saying I'm against Western thing. I'm not all Western. There are certain stuff that I do not subscribe to. I'm a Pan-African. So the likes of like Charles Wright to a certain extent, I do not subscribe to those things to a certain extent. I think this is what has really contributed to the generation that we have now. And by then in our generation, you have the teachers dealing with you nicely. So you are afraid that if you do not do your work, you go there, the teacher is going to deal with you. You're going to be punished. But now it's the opposite. So for us, with that particular upbringing, made us very, very good. So yeah, at grade 5, I have to run away because I did something and I know that I was going to be killed by my grandfather. So I decided to run to my mom in Serekunda. That's how I left Banjo. So when I came, my mom, you know how moms are, they love you too much. So when I was in the combo here, I was just moving with my friends. I was not studying, I was not taking education seriously. Because one thing is, I had in my mind that I would never fail examination because I believe that I'm a smart child. But I was fooling myself. I was not studying. There's no magic in education. And in life you have to work for it. So I was not really working for it. I was just playing gamble, playing PlayStation. I was playing PlayStation, gambling all over. Moving with boys everywhere, and when I was in upper basic school, I start to fail, and I'm failing, and I'm not realizing it. I'm just telling myself that I will not fail grade 9. So we'll be in the class while the classes are going on. We'll be behind playing cook and peps. We will gambling in the class, and because we were young boys and we were the big boys in the class, girls don't dare to talk. So we keep on doing those kind of stuff, fooling ourselves. And sometimes we dodge classes, go to the toilet, play gambles. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I went to grade 9 and I failed my grade 9. So yeah, I failed. And I took my results to my mom. And when I took the result to my mom felt bad. She cried. And that really changed my life. It really impacted me a lot. That point in time. Really
that was a turning point for you.
Yeah, it was a turning point, a massive one for that matter. And from there, I promised myself that I was going to be someone better, that I was going to concentrate in my education. And I moved to high school, and I moved away from my mom, and I went to stay with my dad. And that I started to study and concentrate very, very hard in my education. And there, I promised myself I will never fail again. When I entered the school, the gates of Gambia High in 2012, and I said to myself that I'm not going to fail examination. I'm going to be the top man in the class. I'm going to be the head boy in the school. You understand? And I'm going to take everything at the end of the day. And yeah, I keep on being the best student.
So was that because you believe that yes, I can obviously be on top of my class, or I can obviously be better as opposed to the life I was living? Was that the belief that pushed you?
Yeah, and to be honest, because my mom sacrificed her life to make sure that we have a better one. You understand? Because she has to leave England to come back here to take care of us, me and my sister. Because she believed when she was there, we were not being taken care of properly. You understand? So she decided to come back to take care of us. And I personally did not do justice when I failed my examination. I was taking that law for granted, I believe. So I said to myself that I'm going to change. I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to rule this country and the continent, from that point in time. And that belief, took me to where I am today. I start to beat anyone. Like, no one should touch the first position in the class. No one should touch it.
So what would you say is belief at this point for anyone who is watching and probably may not understand your definition of belief?
Yeah, sometimes we say believe, you have to believe, Belief is hard work. Yeah, belief is hard work. Belief is never giving up. You set your target, and no matter what, you achieve it. Even when the sky is coming down, You believe that you're gonna go there, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. You understand? So you believe it's a religion. You understand that? You don't say you believe in God and you do the opposite. You understand? You have to believe in God and you trust Him. So if you believe in what you want to do, you have to trust the process and you have to go for it. And that was it for me. That's how I live. You understand? When I believe that this is something that I want to do, I'm gonna do it. And that's how I believed it when I was in high school in Gambia. I said that I was gonna be a better person. You understand? I was gonna make it. And that's how I, rose to the ladder. In grade 10, first position every time, 11. They start calling me even Doma.
No.
Yeah. And what goes around comes around. Because when I was in upper basic school, I was calling our head girl Doma because he always answered the questions in the class. So I thought that, to be honest, she normally go to Marabo, as young key boy. He's so called like the Nyara stars Monica Sky is that answer. Like seriously, that's how intelligent she was. So up to when I was in high school, that's when I realized her secret. That it was not Marabo, she was studying.
Beautiful.
You understand? Yeah,
Beautiful.
So that was it. So I never go to an examination without finishing books. I was finishing books.
So it means you dedicated yourself to reading.
Yeah.
Having understood the secret to that head girl that you thought was Doma.
Yeah.
Okay, so from the synopsis of your story, I can tell therefore it means you were surrounded by people who were positive, if you like, because they impacted your life a lot, right?
Yeah.
Now let's look at a scenario where there's a young person and probably hasn't gotten these opportunities. Opportunities were in an environment that is toxic and probably did not get this turning point. What message would you have for that young person probably watching now? What would you say?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, it was not I was around people that were positive. No, even like sometimes your father and your mother are the most toxic individuals that you ever meet. Yeah, to be honest. Like I always say this, our parents contribute to the negative side of us. You understand? Many times. Sometimes they think that they love you. They love you even. Like that's how they define the love. You understand? And they just leave you to your doings. Like they don't want to study ulo guy man don't study here. No, they have to mean it. When they say go and do this, you have to go and do it. Go and study it. Like if it's for your advantage, for your betterment, they have to stay to that particular belief and make sure that you're able to do it. And for my mom, I know that she loves me, but at that point she was not helping to as well. You understand? But she loved me to an extent that the man study Abdou study ulo. Like I was like, yeah, she was okay. You understand? Tomorrow, don't study. Yeah, but you have to mean it. You have to make sure that you get it. And I know that it was love, but for me, I believe that God was also guiding me. And I was not with, in a positive environment, because the environment I was in Serekunda, me and my friends were gambling. Yeah, like serious. I have to move to go and stay with my grandmother. And where I was to as well, there were no control. You understand? I decided, man, you understand? You don't have to see someone to motivate you to do certain stuff. You understand? You are the captain of your own ship. You understand? And you have to direct the ship to where you want it to go. And for me, at that period of time, when I failed my grade 9, God just put it in me that I have to now take charge of my affairs, that I have to direct my own destiny. And that's what I was doing at that point in time, that I have to define the country that I want. I have to define the life that I want. And I was defining that particular life by putting my goals in place, by telling myself that I have to do this and I have to get it.
Beautiful. Now that define came about the Arts Academy. Tell us about the concept.
Yeah. The Arts Academy, came from the love of poetry. There is a love of literature, And when we graduated in 2015, we wanted to go to an art school, and there was no art school. So I ended up being in the college. The intention was not even to go to college. I applied for the university, and I was rejected. And at the last minute, my teacher that taught me in Gambia High heard that I was not enrolled into the university, and she said I should come immediately to the college to come and apply. So that's when I applied to the college, and I was taken. So I went to the college, and I met friends there as well. So we were in the crusade of making sure that we were able to impact the lives of the people through poetry, through public speaking, through drama. And that's how we started, four of us, the likes of Esa, Dina, Ramatulai, Kadam, Nimbalan. We took this from Omar Champion Cham. That's what we call the prolific writers text. So we met Champion Cham and Omar Diba. There they were writing poetry, the other was writing article. So that's where we were. We took that particular text from them. And now we turned the prolific writers text to an organization at national level because we wanted to go now viral. They were in the college, we said we are going national. So we went national, we started to go for tours. We were in NBR, in 2017, 2018, we were on a tour.
NBR, not bank?
Not bank, yeah, not bank, at SL Senior Secondary School to inspire the people through poetry. So we were reciting poetry in group, you understand? So I can say we were even the first individuals that started like group poetry to that particular extent. So we were doing group poetry, inspiring people, motivating them. So that's what we were doing. And at that point in time, we had this belief that we were going to change the art in the country, because at the period of time, you don't see much of the art when it comes to poetry, drama. People were joking with these things. They were doing it in high school just for the fun, but they were not ready to make it a professional thing. And at that point in time, for us, the belief was to make it something professional, something that people can earn from. Because at that point in time, we were seeing in the sub-region, people were making millions, you understand, out of the art itself, in the drama, in the poetry, in the comedy, and, other sectors. So specifically in that particular period of time, that's what we believed. So we said we are going to do this journey. But later on, as time goes on, say start the he start to say, they see something better. You understand? And yeah, at that point too as well, many people were registering to join the Prolific Writers Organization. So they were buying our forms for $25. So we had their money and their forms, and now the energy has gone to sleep for a while because but me personally, my love for the art was too much, for me. And Johannes that we are going to do this, that we are going to turn the art to a source of employment. We are going to professionalize it. So I don't have to go back. I have to stay to this. You understand? So we started bringing poets together to make sure we are able to form what we call the poetry industry. But many did not see it in that particular lens, that we could form a poetry industry. So people were doing it, individually. But for us, we believe that the way to go to the next level is to come together, to create a group that gets to safeguard the poetry. At that point, the language was just poetry to a certain extent. Yeah, and when we saw that people were not ready to come together at that period of time, we went to hide ourselves. It's like what the great emperor told the world, that China is going to sleep, and when it wakes up the entire world. So we went to sleep, and when we wake up the world with the Arts Academy. And that's how we started it in 2022. We were working on a lot of stuff, and we decided now it is the time to build the art school. And we came together, bringing different individuals with different set of skills and talents. That's where you have the magic comes into the play. You have the wizards, you have Deep Mind, you have MD, you have a lot of talents in different sectors. These are marketing managers. These people are videographers. These people are graphic designers. These people are artists in the drawing sector, painting. Others are in the comedy, others in the cultural dance. You understand? So we bring all these young people that have this different set of skills to build the Arts Academy. As the first art school in the country, with the help of Professor Fani, the Dean of the School of Business and Public Administration, who really believe in the dream that we can build this first art school. And that's what has brought the first art school in the country, that now we can do it, because our primary aim is to turn the art into a source of employment through standard and quality. And that is not a negotiation. And we did that in 2022. And now we are here.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. Now we have turned the art to a source of employment. People pay to study poetry. People pay to study graphic design. People pay to study photo and videography. People pay to study cultural dance. People pay to study painting and drawing. People pay to study crafting. You understand? So yeah. We're going to
obviously there is an
clear.
alternative.
Yeah.
Probably you might be stuck you're like myself, and you're like, math, I don't like mathematics. I'd rather be reading, of course. I don't like to read. What do you like to do? I want to do drama. I want to do cultural dance. Well, there you go. The Arts Academy is
Yeah,
here
that's
for
the
you.
thing, because
Different.
you know, the thing is, personally, I have to speak to you. I do not believe in the educational system of this country. You understand? You know, we have been saying it out loud. It's a failure. You understand? This educational system is not a thing that is going to save this country. You know, we have to look into the educational system and make sure that we are able to bring an educational curriculum that going to save this country. You know, since 1965 up to now, and since 1999, 2000, when we established the University of the Gambia, we have produced a lot of bachelor holders, a lot of professors. Still, where we are is where we are. You understand? We have a lot of professors that just have papers and they are not implementers. So what are you doing? To change this country, you don't just need a series of bachelor degree holders. You need people that get to implement and bring sustainable development, that bring tangible development. You understand? That's what has to change this country. We have to be implementers, not just mere degree holders. That does not change the country. I've told them the people that get to change this country are not mere degree holders. Ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe and tap the like button. That's how we spread our content across the continent. Please, man, Gambian B. Yo, you that is watching, subscribe, man, and like, please. I think I wrote a poem in 2018. And one of the lines was, critics, the power to one's success. You know, like, criticism is good. You know, I think I've been telling the government that they should allow people to be demonstrating, you know, peacefully is very important. It makes people to know their weaknesses. So when someone criticizes you, it takes you to the next level. Like, I could fully remember when we started the Arts Academy, you know, people say that it cannot happen. Yeah, no one believes it. You know, and sometimes me and Magic would be here up to night, you know, doing flyers, and we share the flyers. When we share it, people start to criticize. No, and sometimes, in fact, to tell you, we do spell certain words incorrectly, so that people will be able to, you know, criticize it, and they don't know that when they were criticizing, they were taking us viral. They were talking about us. So we made every individual a billboard. So that's what we did. So critics is good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I encourage people to criticize too. Very clear. I've been there before though. In the next 5 years, we have turned the art to a source of employment. We have created young millionaires in the art, you know, young graphic designers that are making millions, you know, young actors and actresses that are making millions in the country. In the next 5 years, this country changes for good. Yeah, inshallah. We're building the next generation of abnormal people.
Abnormal people. What is your definition of abnormal?
Implementers, not procrastinators. Yeah, just to increase it. I think now we've made a mark. In next few months, you start to see poetry videos that you have never seen in the country, abnormally shot by the greatest, you know, videographer in the country, Wizard. You know, the director of the Arts Academy will be changing the scene of the poetry, you know, with the ones that we're doing. Now we have some videos that are on our YouTube. Just a tip of the iceberg, you know. So we'll be bringing a lot of other videos soon, and by next year you see things to the next level, inshallah. Yeah, we're changing it. Yeah, a legacy of hope. When you look into our work, you believe that we're building the belief system with every footstep that we, you know, put on this ground. Everything that is related to the Arts Academy gets to tell you that you have to believe. So we're building the belief system that this generation and next generation to come will believe. They will never lose hope in themselves and in the country, that they will take charge of the country and know that they are the ones that get to run this country. So we're building the belief system with everything that has to do with what we do. Yeah. Yeah, I love Usunjai. I think me and Magic normally enjoy Usunjai.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
It's inspirational, you know. Those are the people that we love to be imitating from, you know. So I love Pusunjai. I love Pusunjai. Pusunjai is a great artist. You know. His thrill of music and work has, you know, left in us something that we can never forget. You know, it's like a religion. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's no longer poetry. You know, I think we are into a lot of stuff now. For those that are into the poetry arena, I always tell them ignorance is not an excuse. You know, they have to research hard, and no one claims the monopoly of wisdom. That no one knows it all. They have to research. They have to believe in themselves, and they have to come together, because no one can do it alone. No matter how good you think you are, even me myself, no matter how good I think I am, if I am not working with people, you know, my good would never come to light. So I call every individual to make sure that they're able to research hard, you know, believe in themselves, and knowledge is key, you know, and be implementers and work together. So to the world, let's do it together. Just believe in yourself, man. Yeah, just believe. Yeah, and this is from the people that I'm always with. You know, whenever we talk, you know, they just tell you, we can do it. Yeah, so we can do it. So if you have to advise me, just be action oriented, and that's the advice I get. And that's what I see from my mom. That's what I see from my dad. That's what I see from the people that I work with, the likes of Wizards, Magic, you know, and the team of the Arts Academy. The implementers, those people are enough for advices. That's it. Follow the educational system. That's the worst advice I've ever seen in my life. It's a scam. Yeah. Follow the educational system. Too much is bad. This educational system is bad. Yeah, you have to read, research, define your own education. You understand? Research hard and define your own education. You follow this educational system and you leave your skills and talents, you're dead. You understand? Because nowadays everyone can invent a grade. You understand? And so if you do not have that skill, if you do not have the raw knowledge, the research, and get equipped, then you're done. And what I see, I've been in the university, to just get a bachelor's degree is very easy, honestly. Yeah, it's when I met when I met Wizard, when I met Magic, you know, I knew that I've made it. Yeah. When this team comes to play and we build the Arts Academy, I know we have made it. At that point, you know, I know we're gonna make it, and we're done. You know, because that is the legacy, and that's what I've been waiting for years. I can say for 7 years, I've been waiting for the team to come to play. Yeah, I'm telling you seriously, I've been waiting for this for years, to meet the likes of Wizard, to meet the likes of Magic, to meet the likes of my other directors, you know, to come together. People that really believe in themselves, that really believes in the dream, you know, and the project that we're selling. I know that we have made it. You know, no matter what, we're going to make it. If it's money, we're going to make it. If it's development, we're going to have it. If it's infrastructures, we're going to make it. If it's building that belief system, that hope in the young people and the next generation, we're going to make it. And we have already made it, because, you know, the internet lives forever. You know, and what we left there, you know, is something that gets to change the people's mind, that get to tell them you have to believe in yourself. You have to take charge of your own affairs. You know, you don't leave your affairs in the hands of people. You understand? You have to be there and work together. The country is ours. Let's take it. Let's work together and believe it. Let's change it. You understand? This is a country that we have. We cannot, I know we just want to leave sometimes, go study everywhere and anywhere, but I'm telling them that this country is ours. What I've seen in this country, I've not seen it in any country. I've not traveled that much, but I've been in every country. And I know that what we have here is something that no one has. You know, and we can become billionaires in our own country. There are a lot of opportunities in this country. This country is a virgin land, and the Western people are coming. If you travel now in the rural area, you start to see the Chinese, you see other, you know, races coming in. So what that tells you, you are going to their country, they are coming to your country. Look at the irony. Let us wake up, youths. This country is ours. Let us take charge and be innovative and create something together. And let us stop, putting in our mentalities, our mind are the things that are really, deviating our agenda. We put in our minds that we cannot make it. This country is hard. Don't put that in your mind. Put the things that you want in your mind and you will get it. Everything she mind bila. Go ahead and make. If you believe that you're gonna make it, you're gonna make it. It's here. You go to Senegal, you have a series of live events, people that have made it. Just yesterday I was reading the story of Nyanko, that comedian that was having collabo with City Comedy. You see the life story of that particular individual, and you are in this country, you said you are not going to make it. Are you crazy? Man, we are billionaires. We are just temporarily broke.
All it takes is to believe in yourself.
Yeah,
and of course, thanks to that, we are here in the Arts Academy, because it takes one to believe. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree. I appreciate it. Thank you. Next generation.